Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to another share, another time of discussion, another time of just coming together and breaking bread. This is Coach Gene, your holistic health and wellness coach. Thanking you for joining me. And just wanted to let you know again that one of our main thrusts for this channel is providing you, the practitioner, the father, the mother, the corporate worker, the skill tech worker, with the tools that will secure you with the ability to trade relaxation or trade stress for relaxation, so that your body can go back doing what it was originally designed to do, and that's heal itself. The bonus is moving into wellness so that you're operating in your highest version or your authenticity. And so today's talk, we're going to be sharing about your flow state, tapping in to your flow state, tapping in to your flow state. But before we get started, please go ahead, take an opportunity right now to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, become a part of the community. We love to continue to hear back in the description the blessings that you received during these talks, or if it's new revelation that you have, new insights that you would like to add into the conversation, please share so that we can all continue to move forward and expand into our continual essence of purity and love. So, tapping into your flow state. Let's talk a little bit about that. First of all, let's talk about flow state. What is flow state? First of all, the term flow state, as it relates to your life as being an energetic being living a human experience, flow state has a lot of different taglines, if you will, that people share and use that term to describe you being in your highest element. You're in your flow state, or you're tapped in, or your authenticity, or your superpower, or things of that nature. So if you hear someone talking about higher consciousness, these type of words or phrases or meanings, they derive, the meaning is more or less related to you being your most authentic version. That's what the flow state is, being your most authentic version. A lot of times we get discouraged when we have these conversations related to self-worth, tapping into your highest version, because we feel that you have to have some sort of degree or some sort of insight or some sort of years learning about metaphysical or science or these particular new age beliefs. No. Tapping into your flow state is very simple as it relates to you being authentically you. It's not about a superpower or pulling off some extraordinary feat. The most powerful and extraordinary feat that any individual could possess or share within this lifetime, this realm, this dimension, however you want to put it, is to show love, is to share love. That is the highest vibration. And when you're feeling at your most authentic self, when you have a feeling of caring and loving and appreciation and gratitude, and you're being authentic, not looking for validation, not comparing yourself with the next individual, you are in your flow state. There's nothing about the flow state that has to do with you accomplishing anything or doing anything. The flow state has more to do with your state of being. And what we want to talk about even more or expound on is, how do you know if you're in your flow state or in your state of power? We have to understand that as we talk about this three-dimensional realm, this physical universe that we're partaking in, there are two states of being, primarily two states of being. And that is a state of scarcity or density, right, of fear, or there's a state of power, a state of expansion, a state of abundance. You're either in one state or the other. The thing is that we have to realize is that you can't access both fear and abundance at the same time. You're either in scarcity or abundance. You're either in density or expansion. And one of the key indicators to determining what state you're in related to your flow state is your feelings. Your feelings are an indicator. And it's funny because within our culture today, when you talk about your feelings, they're generally equated in a gender-based type of scenario. That if you're working or moving or using your feelings, you're prone to be weak or feminine or in that type of nature. And I believe that is incorrect. I believe that the feelings is a very, very important part of our life, and it is incorporated within our energetic body, our biochemistry, our bio network or makeup, and our feelings or our emotions. Our feelings help us determine and tag in and to join and to experience our higher version, our higher self, and to assist us in our journey in completing the agreement that we set off as we were coming into or making an agreement to be in this dimension, in this world. So your feelings are an indicator. If you feel at any point within your day upset, anxious, torn down, ridiculed, belittled, maybe not as belittled as much as lack of self-confidence, low self-esteem, low self-worth, and just trodden down. If you're feeling a sense of anguish, anger, these type of, hatred, state of malice or contempt, any of these feelings will more or less attest to you being in a state of density, being in a state of scarcity. But if you're feeling confident without being over anyone or under anyone, if you're being confident just in who you are, if you're feeling joyous, if you're feeling gratitude and love in nature, around nature, in creation, with and around your neighbor and yourself, you're in a state of expansion or abundance, your flow state. So your feelings are very important. Now related to tapping in to your flow state. First, we have to realize is that the flow state or higher consciousness, higher vibrations, the world we live in is a vibrational world. The universe, existence, everything is vibration, everything is sound. Therefore, this brings to the meaning that our flow state or our highest expression is always present. I'm going to say that again. Our flow state, right? Our highest expression is always present. Now, the meaning of tapping in has to do with elevating, or better word, not better, but I'm trying to get it out of that space of duality and begin to speak more in a state of quantum, metaphysical, higher consciousness communication, where we deal with words more like alignment. When we deal with high, low, heat, cold, that is a more physical conversation in the 3D. There's nothing wrong or right, but when we're dealing with higher consciousness, when we're dealing with quantum mechanics in discussion, we're talking about alignment. And so in this discussion about tapping in, I wanted to elevate the conversation to considering and using our bandwidth to consider aligning our vibration, aligning our feeling tone to our authenticity or our highest state, things that serve. This is what it means to tap in to your flow state. Now, it's not a difficult alignment, especially when you're attuned to spending and being and existing in and around areas, environments, people, and conversations that serve your highest. Because all of those vibrational places actually impact you on many different levels. These environments, places, people, things, food choice, clothing, right, thoughts, they affect you mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, and they have an impact on your vibrational state and where you are aligning yourself. And so if you're present and aware of your environment and surroundings and the things that you're thinking, the things that you're feeling, and the things that you're doing, then it is not a challenge for you to be or tap in to your flow state. I guess even thinking about tapping into your flow state, it's not a task, but it's a state of, it's a being. And when you're, again, expressing and being your most authentic state, you are flow. You are the highest expression of the universe. Your I am state. So I'd like to leave you with this thought as it relates to individuals or people that might find it challenging, or let's just go ahead and use the word difficult, to tapping in or being or existing in your flow state. Let's go ahead and give you a few tools, or a tool. I've already handed out a few tools already about just the understanding about flow state and the actual indicators of knowing what state you're in, the actual understanding of just realizing that there, in this dimension, there's only two states. We talked about that. And so if you're finding it challenging, a tool that you could use is having an understanding that it does take effort, or I like to use the word practice on your part, to being in flow state. So what do I mean practice? Practice is your way of life. We breathe to stay alive without effort. But there is a time within our day that we should bring ourselves to consciously open ourselves to having a relationship with our breath and spending time with ourselves, whether it's meditation, breath work, pranayama, Tai-Chi, Qigong, yoga. Having a practice to align ourselves, to feel, to be in our highest state. The universe is always expanding and moving, and every day is fresh and new. So the state that we were, or the vibrational level that we were in on one day, is not the same vibration that's going to carry us over into the next day at that higher state of where the universe and where our higher beings are moving and growing. And so therefore, practice, having a practice of tapping in or aligning to your flow state is imperative. And I already mentioned that that tool, one of those tools, is having a practice of expanding or relationship with the internal, expanding your internal understanding. The understanding of your heart, not the conscious heart, but the subconscious or the higher consciousness, your spirit, having a relationship and skill building techniques of increasing or expanding and aligning with the internal. And basically that is having a relationship with your breath. So the first tool is having a practice with the internal. The other two tools has to center with also having a practice with the mind or the intellect, And the third is having a practice with the body, the physical, or the hands. I always like to look at those three tools as the head, the hands, and the heart, or the mind, the body, and the soul, or the mind, the body, and the spirit, or the energetic. Each day there should be some sort of practice that you use in order to come or be or evolve into alignment with your higher self, or tapping in. It's not homework. It's not meant to be rigorous, because we're stressing consistency over intensity. Ease. Our culture today stresses like, stress, struggle, and strain in order to be your best or your highest. You got to get in those 1,000 push-ups. You got to stay up all night. Now, I am not one that speaks against exercise, healthy eating. Where in fact, I'm a strong proponent of that. You have to move your body, but it's within balance, and choosing practices that, again, that are going to serve your highest good. That's going to cause any misalignments or imbalances, or from a physical standpoint, any congestion or sickness or mucus to pass through. You got to increase the oxygen, and you increase the oxygen through movement. You increase the ability of the lymphatic system to optimize its drainage by movement, not just any movement, intentional movement. So that's the physical, right? Also, well, with the movement, you can also incorporate not just the body or the physical. You also incorporate the breath, the internal, as well as the mind or the mental. And again, it's not meant to be difficult. It's not meant to be strenuous, but it's an easy flow of putting yourself in a position to align with your highest state for that day. That's good. It may be a walk in the park. It may be reading a good book while in the sun. It may be not just in the park, but in nature, enjoying the scenic view, out in the air, breathing in fresh air, right? Having great conversation with friends, spending time with a loved one, a child, parent, a grandparent. Things that are going to encourage laughter, joy, comfort, peace. Of having a practice of eating right, being mindful what we eat and how we eat. Making sure, if you're like me and enjoy sugar, which you should not be overindulging, but having a balance, being temperate, right, in all things. So yes, diet, exercise, strengthening the intellect as it relates to memory, studying a course of science or literature or math, music, whatever is exciting to you, right? Not just for the degree, not just for the certificate, not just for the payment, but just for the love, right? It brings in new space and opportunity to you as an individual, emerging and expanding into your new you for this day. And so there it is, tapping in to your flow state. I hope you enjoyed our talk on today. I'm actually really enjoying this view. As you can see, the palm trees there in the back. I'm enjoying this scenery. You can actually look. You got the lake right here. We're at a friend's healing house here in Orlando. I'll share more about this particular place so that if you're ever in the Orlando area, you can come to this healing house, right? To be able to drop off any unwanted baggage and tap in and expand. You can do it in your own home, but of course it's always a joy, and it's always helpful to be in a place where you're not overthinking or thinking, or being able to decompress, right? You're not worrying about the kids, you're not worrying about homework, you're not worrying about the husband or wife or things at work. You're just being with yourself. You should have time like that even when you're at home. That is a thing. To intentionally giving yourself time to be and having a balance, not just doing all the time, but having also an opportunity to be. Love yourself. Remember, put the mask on yourself, then you're able to assist others. Give from your saucer, not your cup, because everything that's coming into your cup is for you. Let it overflow so that you'll have to be able to give to others from your saucer. You should always be overflowing with love. All right, have an amazing day. And always remember, be great, be intentional, and above everything, please be authentically you. Have an amazing day.